Question 6. Evaluation. I have used lots of technologies through the course of the year. Some I was very familiar with, some not so much. I am going to speak about my experience using these technologies, along with the advantages and disadvantages of them. I'll start with the biggest and probably the most important piece of software we used, and that's Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Photoshop is an image manipulation piece of software, and on it you can create, design and edit pretty much anything you want. This is why this piece of kit was perfect for us to use. I already had quite a vast amount of hours on Photoshop as I took media at GCSE, where I designed a tattoo magazine, which in truth wasn't very good. But from making it I learnt a lot about Photoshop and how it works, which was good. But the difference this year is the fact that I had learnt a lot more about being able to put a product together. So putting these skills together helped me make a very successful music magazine, which I am very proud of. So in whole, Photoshop was nothing but help for me and allowed me to put my vision into reality. The only downside about it is very expensive, therefore not available for home use. I managed to get around this though by spending my free periods and extra hours up in the media department using it. Adobe InDesign is another piece of software which nearly everyone used. This is a desktop publishing piece of software that allows you to place and set up text and columns to a professional standard. This is a piece of software I didn't use this time round, as I completed all my pages on Photoshop, using rulers and guidelines to make sure all my text was set up correctly and in line. I will be using this software next time though, as it gives work a more professional feel. The final main piece of software we used was called Cam Studio. This is a screen recording piece of software which we used to take visual record of the things we had made and created. I had many problems with this software when I tried using it at home or at college. At home the whole piece of software froze and blocked me out of it and would not let me reopen or even delete the software to reinstall it and try again. At college it kept freezing and messing with my screen. This made it near impossible for me to get the Cam Studio videos for my blog. Even though it was free software, I expected much more from it. Then on top of the software programs we use lots of Web 2.0 applications, such as our blogs. The reason we used blogs is because we needed to have a visual documentation of the things we had done. So the idea of blogs seemed like a very smart idea. This meant we could upload everything we had made quickly and efficiently. But as there is with everything in life, it had its complications. First we started off with Posterous blog, but about halfway through the course, Twitter, who owned Posterous, decided they were closing it down. This meant we then had to back up all of our blog information and transfer them to our new blog website, WordPress. Although throughout this transaction process we were unable to post anything on our blogs, which lost us valuable time. Once we were all set up to WordPress, we had to begin using it, which I found very difficult. I found it very complicated to use and not that user friendly. We used other Web 2.0 applications such as Bubblous and Prezi. Bubblous, Prezi and SurveyMonkey. These offered us alternative and more professional looking ways to create spider diagrams, presentations and questionnaires for our audience feedback. I found these very easy and efficient pieces of equipment to use and document information, helping me towards my final product. We also used a video editing piece of software called Windows Movie Maker. This enables us to anchor audio with visuals creatively. I have used this software before, so I was already quite apt on how it worked, but it is a very time-consuming thing to do. Windows Movie Maker is the software that I'm using now to make these videos. A physical technology we used was single reflex lens cameras. These gave us professional looking and sharp images, which then in turn gave us better quality pictures, giving me a more professional looking magazine. I found them very easy to use as I kept the images I was taking very simple and did not try to alter the settings. I think if I'd have tried to do that, I wouldn't have been as successful with my photography and found lots of issues.